So I have cue cards for talking points, and I'm just going to throw them out as I try to keep up with this presentation. You can keep them for prizes or something later. Okay. So the name of our project was We Built This City. And other than being a great song from the 80s, we chose the name because we wanted to highlight collaboration, crowdsourcing, and collective ownership. And this is the team here. Both Todd, Alex, and Chrissy, all of them have experience working in places that actually either work with children's media or work with kids directly. I stay at home and play with my cats. Okay, so what is it? It's a modular, scenario-based, crowdsourced city-building planning board game where kids and educators actually have the opportunity to create and build the game collaboratively, both on and offline together. And it's inspired by maker culture. Sorry, I'm going to actually stand in front of the mic here. It's inspired by maker culture. This was a project that we found on Thingiverse where someone had actually taken all of the SimCity models from the game, turned them into 3D models so they could print them and make physical games. Here I go, I'm catching up. So maker culture, it's object and artifact oriented. You make things, physical things, rather than just sort of playing with media. I felt that was a really important crossover. Okay, so it's more than just a game. For us, we feel like that's not it. Okay, we feel like it's a platform for teaching a curriculum across a variety of subjects, including design. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. So the first point is you design it. And what kids love Minecraft, so what we decided to do was say, build a building in Minecraft. And then that will take us to the next slide. I'm totally off time. Okay, so using something called Mineways, you can actually take a model that you build in Minecraft and create a 3D model of it. So you sort of plug that into that, and then you get a 3D model that you can rotate and look at. And the other design aspect that we looked at was something called Lego Digital Designer, which allows you to create 3D models of Lego, virtual Lego, using this whole set of building blocks on the side there. It's totally navigatable, and you can move around. And then finally, for the design process, we designed a grid based on the 2 stud by 2 stud Lego brick, so that it's completely modular, and you can sort of play with it and design your own simply by cutting along the grid pattern. Yeah. So then from there, you build it. You take your 3D model, you put it in a MakerBot, and you get a physical object through 3D printing. Awkward silence. Or the cool thing about Lego Digital Designer is that one of the functions that it actually has a built-in instruction manual function. So once you build your model, you can actually take it and follow the instructions and then build it physically. And then building it, of course, you can print out our template and cut it out. This has some topography to it, so it's sort of raised up in different areas. Okay, once it's all put together, you can play it. This is an example of a game we called Green Spaces. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But you take all of those different elements and you actually can play a game based on the rules that you actually design yourself. And then you share it. So you can take your 3D models and you can take your Lego Digital Designer models, your game rules, your board designs and everything, share them on a forum for other people to play. And then you can actually sort of start having these collaborative cities that work together that kids around the world have made. This is Green Spaces. So what we did is we decided that kids need to, for this one, it's about teaching the impact of urban development. So urban development causes pollution of some kind, which are those little black squares, and then you have to place green space in there as well to sort of offset the pollution as well. I'm not even looking at these anymore. So just wait for it to change. Alternate game modes include floodplain. I was in Winnipeg for the past 4 years, so this was appropriate. So that it could be turn-based, right? So the water starts flowing and you have to build levees or build higher ground to build your buildings on so there's no flooding. This one we called Hades. You build a city in a volcano because everybody wants to build a city in a volcano. The other thing too is this is sort of the macro view. The micro view is that you could actually use that grid to create a landscape with a network of cities, and then you could play a game where you're connecting them together, which brings us to this idea of an open curriculum platform. So you can actually take this, design anything you need to teach around sort of planning, whether it's, you know, at any level, and then put it all together and then share it with other people, and they can tweak it themselves. And the thing that we felt was the most important about this in a remix culture context is that all of these tools are already available, and what we've done is we've actually just taken them and sort of put them together in a new way so they kind of feed into each other. These are the new media literacies that we feel like we were addressing in the project. I'm going to take a breath. And then looking ahead, kids are already playing Minecraft in classrooms. MinecraftEDU, you can actually buy educational licenses for schools. So the classroom of the future, all we need to do is plug in a 3D printer to that, and you're ready to go. And then one of the great things about using a grid system is that it's really close to a QR code. So we could actually create an application that would read and score the game automatically. Depending on the game mode, we could upload them and update them as people are creating new ones. So, and then the far future, if anyone's seen X-Men, there's this brilliant magnetic table that would be perfect for real-time global networked play. If anybody knows Magneto, that would be really helpful, actually. But for now, what we have is we have this open platform based on a whole bunch of different sort of things that plug into each other. And I have a little prop for the last slide. Oh.